Viego doesn't have the sheer quantity of games, but he was known for being an absolute terror on this pick.
All right, last pick for Aji. Going for the Malphite. Not played too much, only once this split, but a champion that is continuing this kind of all-in identity that they've. A lot of wards out of PSG, like you were kind of saying. So they see this moving. They saw Caps completely ditch mid lane. Junjia hovering up in the top side in case a dive comes through.
Caps in the area, not a ton of mana, but I don't know how much he needs to really pull this play off. Are they willing to commit for the dive is the big question. Just walking away for now, denying that's going to be the body slam initial. They're going to follow up immediately with damage. First blood for the Kazakhs.
But yeah, just very clean execution. Like we said, they walk. Ooh, hold on, another fight in the top side.
Walking away, minion damage. Not going to be enough to finish the job. Aji, Junja on the way in. No flash for Broken Blade. Is going to use it to get over the wall, rather. Yike now in trouble. Flashing out to safety. He desperately needs to get this kill. He gets it with a W. He's going to get taken down here.
Oh.
Unless Junja, how long on the lead?
Down.
Waiting. No, can't quite sidestep it. Huge there for PSG. They're able to get that kill back.
Nice return kill there. Junjia back on the board, gets the buffs transferred as well. Aji does drop for it though. Wave pushed in as well, so this is going to get even worse for him in the CS deficit. Was not able to collect much of that wave during the initial dive. And then this repeat gank not too hot for him.
Ansama stepping up, not a ton of mana, but it doesn't look like he's going to need it. Woody, Caps coming in off to the side. Body slam will not connect. Wako slowed down, push out of the lane. Woody burned down. Wako still standing, but G2.
And this is a comp for PSG, which will be a little bit stronger at 6s, as again, Caps is being a menace.
And this is, if you did not watch LEC meta, Greg is an absolute menace! Oh, it's the alley-oop!
To blow him up. And Yubao does get to walk back topside.
Naka now coming through. Hansama looking for the snare setup. Is going to get it. Woody just getting absolutely shredded on the bottom side. There's no room for him to do anything. Makes a ton of sense. As you highlighted, Yike is so accelerated. Is he willing to burn so much just for a dragon when gold?
That was probably the
that was the most egregious.
Yeah, there was like the W.
Ooh, knockback here. Mickey now going to go for the follow-up. Annie just getting burned down. Yubao. Night ticking, not going to get anything there. And honestly, PSG are just running out of options. G2 are doing everything that they want to on the map, and PSG running out of room to play, now fishing for an opportunity on the top side, trying to get something back. Quick flash out for Broken Blade. Ready to go, clean reaction, but now Yike can come in, and again, the stun coming in. If Viego isolates himself, this is going to get bad. Yike does so much damage. He's going to wait for the wave. He's going to take his time, but that's an isolated Viego! Oh, dead man walking. I don't think it gets any better for Aji. Mickey gonna fish for the knockup. Aji just gonna try to get one back in return, but Caps is here too. It's a house party on the top side of the map, and PSG, we're not invited.
G2 are breaking ankles on the Rift right now, making the play happen in mid lane from the roam from Mickey, and that instantly transfers up to the top side where PSG were looking for their own play. G2 playing well connected here, following up on wherever PSG wants to pressure.
G2 fans, feeling it, feeling the energy, feeling the momentum. That guy doesn't even have the right jersey on, but it does not matter. That is how much excitement there is.
Dracos, we don't care.
We're not worried about him. Woody in trouble. Bubble gonna come out. The beautiful use of the ultimate from Ansama gonna stop it. Wako now trying to fire back. Dash through, gonna get it. That's the shutdown. That's big, but Broken Blade surely should finish the kill. Nice sidestep on the shuriken from Wako. The cleanse coming out. Can he make it over the wall? Can he E? Can he get out to safety? The dash, the blast cone, the sidestep. He's not gonna get hit in the end, but now Caps and Yike on pursuit. Junja gonna make it out.
Drafted this comp blind. Like this is a draft that you could take into almost any other composition, and like in theory it'd be fine. But G2 had answers.
Certainly did. Broken Blade might not, however. Does get out of tower range just in time to reset. He's now gonna ult to try to clear the wave. He shouldn't get the chance to die to tower here. I mean, he might die to the tower, but I'm pretty sure Aji's gonna get the credit. Little seismic shark.
Make him work for it. I like it, Broken Blade. Don't die coming through from G2.
I think at this stage of the game with this kind of lead, G2 should be trying to accelerate as much as possible.
Yeah, this is probably not a soul point game if you but tell me how this ended.
If I'm shot calling for PSG, you're just trying to keep next one objective at a comeback because it's still 6K deficit.
Still a 6K deficit, getting a little worse there with G2 grabbing the bot inner, or bot outer turret, excuse me. I was about to say that the turret game is not that massive. For how big of a gold lead that it is, the fact that it's only 2 turrets to 0, you would expect maybe a couple more had dropped. So a lot of this gold is not really reclaimable from that perspective where it's CS and kill gold. Caps in a tricky position.
He's a tanky boy. Barrel, not unwelcome guests in his jungle.
Mickey trying to cut off the rotation, but a little scary to do versus Annie who has an instant stun.
Yike! That's a lot of damage. Junja now running for his life. Yike gonna find the kill. That's gonna be the charm now coming into Wako, but Wako firing back, pulling on the backside. Meanwhile, the bear has come down, and the shutdown onto Yike coming through. Broken Blade only gonna find one, but Wako is still standing. Caps can do a lot of damage, but Aji is there to body block. Yubao on the side. The bear coming in, just creating a little bit of disruption. Doesn't have the Ryle eyes like support Annie, so can't do a lot. and just gets served right back into the waiting arms of G2. Wako needs to get away from that one, but he can't. There's just too many feathers and too tight a space ultimately going to come through. Cloud Soul is going to be the name of the game. G2 only grabbing their second Drake, so I would still be surprised if this was a Soul game. However, G2 going to take the steps to get there, or at least take it away from PSG. And in that last fight, damage dealt courtesy of AWS. You can see Annie was actually the big factor.
No,
What is happening? Observers, thank you. 4K, getting lower. Mickey now going to go over the wall, but he's not going to connect on anyone. He's immediately going to leap out to safety. He's now turning his attention to the bottom side of the map. Broken Blade now going in, but there's two fights. It's a fight split across two fronts, but it's Hansama! And as he pulls the feathers back, he finds one, but Junja gets one in return! The Viego popping off, he steals, he goes in his recon! He turns them around, he takes their corpses, and he beats them to hell with it! Junja showing!
Low, but Caps does not have...
He can kill everybody! He just casks in! Oh no! So far away, Wako on the way, Aji on the way. Ulti is going to be up and available for the next fight. 5K getting lower. G2 focused on the prize here. Burning down over the wall. Junja going to get the killing spree. Mickey getting isolated. Mickey getting taken out. Junja's taking one. Is he going to take a second? Does he want to re-engage? He should just stay as the Kha'Zix. He does so much damage. It's getting lower, and he takes it! PSG! Oh, just like every game in their own region, they always find a way. Even here against G2, even at such a massive deficit, they steal the objective. They take the fight. It's a double for Yubao. It is a massive win.
PSG instantly bounce back after the caster curse, find that kill. Yike was so close to the wall. He took the extra spike damage from the Baron. He got stunned up by the Annie and obliterated at the very start of that fight. And then Junjia was able to use that body, like you said, to find so many. This is not an important dragon in the greater scheme of the game. He's using the Baron buff on
He has vision too. He can just walk in. Should be easy isolation. Kha'Zix just takes it back. Steal for steal, one for one. Everyone else on G2, because it's really not a high damage composition. If Wako is not in range to auto attack, this Viego build in an extended trade will do a lot, but this is not big burst damage like you're going to get from Broken Blade, like you're going to get from Yike.
I mean, the one nice thing for the PSG side is that G2 does not really have true tanks. The closest thing is Caps, who is quite tanky and hard to kill once he's taken his drink. But if you're targeting anyone else, you can basically kill them just with a combination of the top side of the map.
Mickey going in, now has to deep, but he doesn't get a chance! The CC perfectly layered, that's one reason. They don't really have the upfront damage, especially with Yubao not hitting the objective, but instead the Annie gonna fish for a pick on a Mickey. They're gonna burn Mickey before the fight even starts, but Broken Blade coming over the wall, Mickey taken down, but Wako goes golden. Wako buys a brief moment of time. They're now all on the tree because Broken Blade has obliterated the back line of PSG. The Cask coming in, the Cask finding the kill, but Yubao now firing back. Junja now running for his life. Cask touches to finish the kill because Aji is still alive. Yike. Oh, he's hunting now. The Kha'Zix not quite gonna connect. Caps going over the wall. Junja, there's just no way you make it out of this one. The Divine Sunder are not enough. The footwork is clean, but that's a huge shutdown. Yubao now coming in. TP now coming in. Yike needs to get out of this one. The stun now coming in. The bubble to follow. Easy peasy CC layer. Have to be careful here. If Broken Blade finds this flank, this fight is over in an instant. Yubao stepping forward, trying to burn through Caps, but that's Broken Blade off to the side. PSG! Oh, they put themselves in the pit, but you cannot out-pit fight the Kennen, or can you? Aji is so damn big! Broken Blade, he burned the ultimate, but the Malphite still stands. Yike here to try and save the day, but will it be enough? Junja can't find the reset. Junja does not get an opportunity, and that means G2 will take it. Yike continuing to tear through. The shutdown coming in for Aji. Aji refusing to die, but he is finally isolated, and Yike will shred through the health bar. He will climb.
Actually did a ton of damage to him. Allows him to focus it down. Yike, both of them were in the pit, not isolated though, so maybe that's why it was a little bit less burst damage than he was expecting, but either way, MSI run here with G2 after a somewhat disappointing end for fans' expectations for the team in the spring split, but all will be forgiven with a deep run here. And while it has been a very hard-fought game, G2 are now in a step too far forward to give Caps an angle on it. Wako playing to the left side, knowing that Caps is on the right side, trying to avoid him.
Cass coming out. You highlighted before, this isn't Soul for the side of PSG, so even if they get this, I don't know if it's worth giving up the inhibitor. Fight, steal, pick off. Yike gonna walk in and take it anyway. It's Soul for G2. It's TP on the backside. Broken Blade looking for the solo kill in the mid lane. PSG glimmers of hope, but it's all falling apart. That's the Bomba shredding through the entire team. Junja can't get anything done. Yike will finally get taken down, but the GA comes out. It stops Viego from finding the reset. Wako on the backside trying to get some damage down, but Hansama continuing to step forward. Junja on the backside must escape. PSG well and truly routed. Aji coming over the wall, but what can he get done? Caps goes golden. Yike! A moment, Yike on the way in, he finds one, he's looking for more, resets left and right, isolated targets, Eden PSG alive as G2 descend on their base. They will take game one. PSG put up a valiant effort to come back from a catastrophic early game, but at the end of the day, G2 out-execute, and G2 will find the win in game one.
G2 stay alive in game one, bounce back after a bit of an oopsie play at the Baron, grab the first game of the best of three versus PSG, one game away from the main stage of MSI now.
Really breaking that open. But if this is going to be more of a bot lane focused game, see what frees him. But that's the Olaf. It was hit a little bit, but ultimately I think still just an absolute powerhouse champion. Incredibly difficult to play against. If it gets ahead, you will never get to play the game. And Broken Blade really laying down the gauntlet again.
He has played on international stages before. When PSG took him on loan, actually, when they had some issues with their mid laner, he was actually incredible. And people thought he was a stronger of the two. Hold on, Broken Blade.
Is he just going to 2v1? He's just unconcerned. He flashes in, the axe is down. Aji, Broken Blade does not care. You cannot stop this Viking. Junja running for his life. What did we just watch?
Broken Blade, I was trying to do story time about PSG before we made the whole thing about him.
His fight on the bottom side. Glacial Augment now going in. All of this to distract you from the fact that Broken Blade just very casually walked in and solo killed the enemy top laner in front of the enemy jungler.
This also opens up an
Yike is just walking in.
Yeah, Yike now able to go invade off the top side after
procced. Does bow there. He needs to finish his kill immediately. Charm in, flash to the side. He can pick up the buy. He can now go in for the Q. Cap only level 2. He can't follow up. They can't finish Yubao, but big chunk of damage going down. G2.
Oh my god. Thinking that he should be stronger, able to win this one out, but Yike just a better 1v1 champ at this point in the game. Nice flash on the Charm, then is able to have the solo regrab. No time to talk about it, we're diving bot.
Here we go, level 3 dive on the bot side. Green blue, what's going to get done here? Green red rather, as Wako gets burned down. That's going to be a reset for Yike if he wants to take it. The TP now coming in. Woody going to take a big chunk of damage there from the Frozen Thrall. He's ticking. G2 wave coming in. They can go for the redive. Auto attack, they're trying to cancel the recall there. Yike desperately trying to clear the wave, cutting that one off. Woody canceling the recall. Yubao here, they need to get something back. G2 setting up, should be an easy dive, should be an easy leap back out to safety. That's going to be one reset. Yike can now take the Leona. He can now turn his attention back onto Yubao, but he's isolated under the tower for now. Taking his time, walking up, just gets to push Q, finds the stun, sets it up. Yike still living. G2, flawless tower dive. Wako should be able to walk back here and get a kill, but Yike, clean sidestep. Q flashing forward, will be able to get it. CC there, traps now coming in. Yike walking over the wall, but they've kind of also started the dragon for some reason. A bit of a split call here, but now they're looking for the re-engage. Wako, excellent guns to get this fight kicked off. That's 2, locked up the flamethrower, continuing to fire back. Yike now running for his life, and that's a kill for PSG. Slow on to Mickey. No follow-up there. Caps off to the side, almost taken out, but he will walk away with his life.
Yubao putting pressure on Caps, making sure he could not join that fight and land a big frozen tomb. Isolating the mid laners out, allowed the side of PSG to chase down in that situation. A nice little answer there, clawing the gold lead a little bit closer, getting a dragon in their back pocket as well. Did cost Yubao's ultimate, so not going to be able to make any plays around there. But overall, you got to be pretty happy with that usage of the double buffs. I thought G2 would kind of keep making map movements happen because that was kind of the way that they won the early game.
Wako stepping up, good guns for a fight. Chakrams now coming out, auto attacks coming through. Fast on the Hansama, easy shutdown now coming in. Wako finding one, Mickey now trying to trade back on a kill. Help pick's not going to be enough. Wako too clean with it. Oh,
the
double.
Turret! Of course, there's PSG finding an absolutely great engage in the bot side by Woody to find that kill. Yubao?
Now Yubao, but if Yubao can just ult out to safety, trying to body block now. Yike coming in, Yubao is going to get taken down. That's big. Jinx ult now coming in over the wall. Yike can't dash forward, but can get a bit of extra movement speed. Going to fish for the charm. Won't quite connect. They are able to walk away.
I was going to say that it seems like G2 and EMEA fans love sweating, being nervous.
I don't know if they love it, but it certainly seems like a reality as to what is happening as Caps gets locked up and knocked out in the mid lane. 3 members showing up strong
to dive with his ultimate, able to immune a lot of the CC from the Leona. They might still look for it, otherwise just grab turret plates and continue the dragon stacking.
Stun the backside. G now unstoppable, dashing forward, looking for the Q3 pullback, but polymorphed. Not sure who he can really ult to get out to safety. Not really a lot of angles to escape on this one. Aji standing 4 now, but that's the reset now coming in for Yike. Caps following up. Ulti used already. G2 just going to try to break through top lane tower. The Herald grabbing a bit of damage, grabbing a few plates, but G2 going to need a lot more damage if they want to shred through on this wave. I'm going to take the second one at least.
Nice idea by PSG there, rotating Yubao up to try and cover the dive, but just too clean by the side of G2. Now it's PSG's turn.
It's PSG's turn indeed, but Broken Blade is very, very strong, trying to turn and burn. Waka will at least grab the kill. Now one more on the top side of the map as Yubao gets taken down. Mickey X still standing, and G2 just doing it better on the top side of the map.
Able to get 2 kills on their dives. Also a 1-for-1 by Broken Blade while breaking that top turret. The Dragon does go in PSG's favor, but overall, you have to be happy for that as a G2 fan. Waka will have to stick around to finish this turret off. He will grab it, but it will give G2 the faster reset as well to get back onto the map. So able to trade up quite a bit in kills there and grab themselves.
to be careful with G2 approaching the wave to try and defend. Looking for the engage. Wako still untouched on the backside for now. Broken Blade continuing to wander forward. You can see big damage coming in from the Aphelios off to the side. These Caliber Qs are going to be massive, but they're just trying to shred through the jungler. They get the reset, and that might be enough. Leaping in. Ari not able to find the charm in that one. Yubao not even going to throw it out. PSG getting corralled here by G2 Esports. Wako has to be careful. Caps once again going to fish for an angle onto the backside. Wako now Gale forcing out to safety. If Wako has no space to play, he's got no room to maneuver. Now he's trying to fire back. He just can't do any damage. G2 tearing through his front line too quickly. Yes, he's powerful, but he's got no space to work.
Excellent slow play engage there by G2.
Without the Ari ultimate is essentially non-existent.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Ike now walking in, all eyes on Wako. They're just trying to bully this man out of the mid lane. He will flash over the wall to safety, but safety might not be the right word. Woody instead will be the sacrificial Leona here. PSG now retreating in the mid lane. They're getting absolutely slaughtered. G2 dissecting them in the mid lane, not giving their AD carry a single opportunity to do anything in the last two fights.
G2 continue attacking from multiple angles at the same time. You could see ďUN charging his Q up, not quite sure who to actually use it on to defend.
Be able to shred through a fight, but with this Olaf just running at him, with the looming threat of Caps coming over a wall, it's very hard for him to find space to maneuver, and there is no Thresh. There is no Tom Kench. There are no safety tools for this Aphelios past the cleanse, past the Gale Force, and I just don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to really play out these fights.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, like, okay, the IE is obviously going to be needed to punch through very tanky members of G2 already. The steel plate is the best, and here he is absolutely having a great tournament so far. Now Baron buff started out by G2.
G2 focus, Broken Blade immediately going to try to turn Wako running for his life. They have to burn through that Olaf, but they just don't have the damage. They're trying, but they cannot get it done. Mickey delivered into the waiting arms of PSG, but it just sets up for Caps. It's a wombo combo, and Broken Blade just continues to run face first into the back line of PSG. He will not be stopped. He will not be slowed. He'll be charmed, but he will not go down. He's just having a time of his life. He just does not care. Take notes, baby. He's making it work.
Broken Blade heard us talking about him, said, keep the camera on me. Force that engage. Huge teamfight win by G2. Caps keeping ďUN around, waiting for backups. There's the kill. 4 for his 1.
His wild growth to Olaf is in the context of trying to take out a single fed enemy. Wako, even with the Gale Force, admittedly with no flash, the winners of tomorrow's loser side bracket match, then that's just to qualify for a best of 5. So it's a long road for anyone who does not able to find a win here. G2 currently in control is Woody being isolated. He throws down the ultimate, but it's just not going to do anything. Yike turning into Leona. See if he tries to go for the re-engage, but G2 again focused on the objective in front of them, ready to turn this fight if necessary. Wako, great guns for a fight. But again, will he get the time and space to do anything? Broken Blade just eyeing him out, keeping an eye on that Aphelios so consistently. Right. Follow up, good damage on Aji. PSG just backing away. It's not really an angle here. I think they just have to concede the inhibitor. Be careful not to just lose the entire game in this moment.
Yeah, it's just such a menace. Broken Blade is able to force out so many summoners, gets the bot lane inhibitor for the rest of his team. Also, Hansama quietly having a good game here. Flank engage coming in.
Jump backside. Ulti available. Just has the blast cone out to safety, trying to push Hansama. Hansama lines up against the wall. He can maybe try to get something done. Holds it back to the waiting arms. Wako can now go to town. Broken Blade on the backside is big though. Can they burn through Broken Blade? Broken Blade. Ultimate in 3 seconds. He's going to shred through the Aphelios as soon as he can, but his health bar's already blinking. Yubao now leaping forward. He sees you immune, but will it be enough? Broken Blade still standing. Broken Blade still cutting through the entire team. Wako gets turned into a little snowman. He can't even auto, and G2 taking the fight.
For a moment there, PSG thought they had the flank angle. They found Hansama, but that left Broken Blade alive to chase down. And with that kill, G2 are going to punch their ticket on.
Game 1, back and forth, but game 2 has just been about the G2 show from start to finish. PSG, small glimmers of hope, but they're going to have to hope for more than that. On the bottom side of the bracket, G2 taking their time on the win, taking their time on the closeout as Wako finds 1 kill. Wako still autoing. Yike should just end the game, but they can't end the game. Wako is too strong. Wako
work for it.
Continuing to go hard. Oh my God. Call him Wako Flocko Flame. He's going hard in the paint. Flocko. Oh, they are the I didn't hear no bell team. Like face bruised. Face bruised, standing up, you know, like a pretty damn good gun. PSG. Caps now going to leap forward, instantly trying to lock down the 80 carry, and they should just shred through Wako, and that's just the game. They're just slaughtering everybody. They don't have any damage left. G2, they're not playing around. That one's going to be it. Yubao taken out. He's running back to the base, but there's just no way he gets out. Hansama will snipe him with the zap. G2 2-0ing PSG, qualifying to the bracket stage. PSG not out of the tournament yet. You can see there are 2 very, very talented people standing on the stage. We are moments away from talking to them. And the crowd ready, the crowd feeling alive. So let's send it over to the stage where Yinsu is standing by with Caps for the Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you very much, guys. That's right, I'm joined by Caps right now from G2. Congratulations. Of course, you'll remember last year, PSG Talon wasn't the best for you guys. I think they even ended your 24 winning game streak. I know the team is different today, but how great is it to kind of get your revenge?
I mean, it feels good for sure. They kind of started a lot of losses for us last year, so yeah, beating them now, making it to the main stage, feels good.
Yeah, you've made it. Also, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you've today finally secured your 500th international kill. Now, my question is, did you expect that you'll be doing that on Gragas?
Probably not, especially looking at a lot of the games right now. I think I feel like I'm not getting that many kills, so I'm happy that I got picked up a lot of them on Gragas.
But why Gragas today? We've never really seen you play that champion before.
I mean, Niski beat us with it, right? So I just picked it up, played it. I've always liked Gragas a lot. Played a lot of Gragas in the past, and now it actually feels pretty strong. So.
I mean, you're kind of playing a lot of things you haven't played before, the Nautilus as well. Is this a personal decision or a team decision?
I mean, I think it's a bit of both, right? I think we just try to play what we think is best and what will help us win, and like what is the meta as well. And I think right now this is what we've come up with. Maybe we have a few surprises ready for the main stage, but I won't say anything.
You always do. You always have surprises. I want to say, though, in terms of the 500th kill, only 3 other players have more than you internationally. That is Xiaohu, Faker, and your former teammate, Perks. Now, you're 23 away from beating him. Do you think you're going to be able to do that in this tournament and overtake him in kills?
I mean, definitely hope so, because we definitely want to go all the way. And I think we have to play like, what, 3 or 4 BO5s? So if I get less than 20 kills on that, then that will be pretty sad.
You have a lot of opportunities. You have a lot of opportunities. Lastly, you have secured your guys' spot into the bracket stage. I know you always look forward to playing everybody. You're not really scared of anybody. But is there anybody that you would like to face in round 1?
I mean, just because you said that, maybe I would like to play against T1. If we can... If we can knock down Faker, maybe I can overtake him with the kills.
Oh, well, he's 200 ahead of you right now. You think you could do that one?
That's a bit of a challenge, but we need to do it one international tournament at a time, right?
Oh, okay, you got to start somewhere. Thank you so much, Kaz, for joining me. Congratulations once again. I'm going to throw this over back to Trevor for MSI cooldown.
Thank you so much, Yinsu, and congratulations to G2 for locking in that bracket stage. We will wrap up today's show and talk about what's going to happen over the next few days in just a moment. Myself, Dagda, as well as Raz will break down the series as well as talk about the ramifications and how that third and final play-ins team will be able to advance to bracket stage. Before we do, though, I do want to take this moment to ask for some help. So, as you know, if you're watching and you're still listening, the MSI format has changed for 2023. So what I would like to do is just remind everybody watching, and in particular, I would love to ask any of our dedicated, hardcore, social media and Reddit-obsessed fans to spread the word. There's still a lot of people out there that don't know the double elim format, that don't know that it's 13 teams. So you can take a look at the link below. I didn't actually notice if it was put up. We've got a YouTube explainer that details all of the information. Or if you haven't checked it out, go to youtube.com/LOLesports. Now, let's take a look quickly at both of the groups, and I'll walk you through this right now. Group A has featured the 4 teams on screen. 2 teams are eliminated once they lose 2 games. This is a best-of-3 double elimination bracket. You can see BLG, they won 2-0 against R7, they won 2-0 against Golden Guardians, and that means they advance to bracket. 2 teams that are on the bottom have to run the lower bracket. The same is true for G2 Esports, who picked up those wins today as well as yesterday. Now, this does mean that we have 4 teams remaining and only 1 spot. So over the next 3 days, we'll begin to narrow those numbers down. Tomorrow, the teams that lose are eliminated. The teams that win advance to another set of best-of-3s. And the 2 teams that win there will then play in a final best-of-5 to advance to brackets as the 3rd and final play-in seed. I'm going to show you what that bracket looks like right now, and I'll let Caps know that there will be a minimum of 2 best-of-3s. It's going to be that double elimination bracket. You'll see that on your screen right now, and we'll be able to figure that out and do the group draw once we conclude play-ins. So that is going to be the format. I do want to just remind everybody, please, please, please help spread the word. Let everybody know exactly the things that are new and different and changed. And now let's dive back into some of the games we saw today. PSG versus G2. Immediate thoughts other than throw.
I mean, that's a lot of it, right? You got to look at it and say, I think there was a little bit from G2 where we got to see at least the early game was going their way. We can still see them trying to play through a lot of these dives, but it was kind of the mid-game where they started to fumble a little bit.
Yeah, that may be the case. I still want to focus on the fact that in their last game, those dives were clean. I actually felt like, even though the fumbling did happen, oh yeah, the series as a whole, they made them cleaner. I will put that as a caveat. But it's good challenge. I mean, the fact that they're able to get onto the next stage and really challenge themselves to look back on a lot of the dive attempts that they've made and realize they've really grown throughout the series, it's a positive.
One of the things we did notice about today's series is, especially when reflecting on their debut or their first games, it played out fairly similarly. Both PSG and G2 fairly scrappy, a little bit less, let's say, consistent or coordinated. And in particular, G2's 2 series had the same things. Game 1, very close, very tense, some mistakes that led to tense moments, and then a pretty dominant win in the second.
Yeah, they never eased off the engine, and that hurt them sometimes, where they were like, oh, maybe some teams would play it slower and try and play it by the book. No, they were like, okay, let's go for Baron. And sometimes they're like, okay, we kind of got hurt by that. And then the next game is like, do we learn from that and play slower? No, let's play that better and play it faster. And it really worked out well for their bot lane dives, the top lane dive that they had in game 2. So I'm excited to see how they go into the next stage, kind of zeroing in on this strategy.
Yeah, I think a lot of it felt like it seemed to me like G2 were playing with a lot of pressure under them, as if they were like, hey, we have to very quickly end this game. We have to go and play for the Baron, where I don't think they really needed to. I think they could have played it, especially in game 1, a hell of a lot slower.
Yeah.
And then you could see it in game 2 that they were considering, how do we want to take these fights a little bit better, right? And I think a huge portion of that was, okay, let's play it slow. Let's try and figure out how we can actually set up skirmishes. Because Broken Blade has this massive lead. We have this Viego. If we can actually separate these fights into 2 or 3 people, that's going to work a lot better. And they would look for picks onto the mid laner as he was starting to roam out. We even saw Broken Blade where he was setting around Vision in that just the back of Red and making sure that he could then be the forefront as well to find these quick picks, these quick fights that didn't really let PSG Talon set up for their team.
The thing is, Dak, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, though, because I do respect and appreciate the proactiveness, the willingness to go in, to make the play. It doesn't always work, though. It does get punished sometimes, right? So those are the things that I'm a little bit anxious about when I do think about G2 in the bracket stage. I want to move us on and talk about the player of the series, and this was a slightly contentious one. There was a number of potential options, but also there was some challenging decisions to be made. Eventually we landed on Broken Blade. Raz, why do we pick him?
We picked Broken Blade because of how much of a playmaker he was in the Kennen, and then you go into game 2, and he was the reason why they had such a huge lead in off his Olaf play, not just in this level 1 where he's able to pick up a kill. And then when they